Hello students, today we will be starting with the next chapter of physics, that is laws of motion. There are three laws of motion that were being formulated by Sir Isaac Newton. Before moving to the laws of motion, we will be learning about force. So in simple words, if I say what is a force is a push or a pull. But if we go for a broader explanation, what is a force? A force is that physical cause which changes or tends to change. That is, it can change or it tries to change either the size or the shape or the state of rest or of motion of the body. Like it can change the size of the body, it can change the shape of the body, it can change the state of rest. That is, if a body is in the state of rest, it can make the body move. That is, it can bring the body in motion. And the last thing was state of motion of the body. Now, just it does not mean that if it is saying state of motion of the body that the force will bring the body to rest. No, it can also change the speed of the body or it can change the direction of the body. So if it says it changes the state of motion of the body, that means it can bring the body to rest, it can change the speed of the body or it can change the direction of the body. Now what are the effects of force? It can change the state of rest or of motion of the body. That is, it can produce motion in the body. I have already explained you what does that mean. And the second effect is it can change the size or shape of the body. That is, it can change the dimensions of the body. Now, the first effect, that is the change of state of rest or of motion of the body, is applicable for both rigid and non-rigid body. But the second effect that I have written, that is it can change the size or shape of the body, is applicable only for non-rigid bodies. So if a question comes, what is the effect of force on a rigid body? Then you will just give the first point. And if it comes that what are the effects of forces or force on a non-rigid body, then you will give both the points. Okay. Now we will be moving to the types of forces. There are basically two types of forces, contact force and non-contact force. So the name suggests very well that what does contact force means? The force which is being experienced by two bodies when they are physically touched. That is, the two bodies are touching each other. Then what will be non-contact force? The force experienced by bodies which are not even in physical touch. That is, they are not touching each other, but the force can be experienced. Now under contact force, there are a few types we will be discussing about. First is frictional force. What is a frictional force? If a body is moving on a surface, the surface apply a force in the opposite direction. This is the frictional force. A very well example is, suppose you have rolled a ball. After few moments, it will stop. How is it stopping? There must be some force that is stopping the ball. It is the frictional force. Like if you are not touching the ball and it is rolling, and if you are applying the force and stopping the ball, then it's different. Then also frictional force is working. But if the ball is rolling, it will obviously stop after a few moments. That is due to the frictional force that the surface applies on the body in the opposite direction. Next is normal reaction force. Suppose you have kept a book or any body on a table. So that book or the body has some weight. So it will be pushing the table downwards. So what should be the result? The table should break or it should crack because there is a force applied on it. But it does not happen so. Why? Because the table is also applying a force in the upward direction. That is, if the body is kept on it, the weight of the body is the force that is being acting. It is acting downwards. So the table is also applying a force that is equal in magnitude of the weight of the body in the opposite direction. Another example is if you are pushing a wall, it should move away, right? But it is not moving. Why? Because the wall is also applying an equal force in the opposite direction. Okay. So normal reaction force is in the opposite direction and equal in magnitude. And it is normal reaction force and the force both are not acting on the same body. It is acting on two different bodies. Next is tension force as applied through string. Now suppose you are hanging an object. You have tied an object with the string and you are hanging it. So the body will be pulling the string downwards. Now when the body is pulling the string downwards, the string tries to pull the body upwards. This force is called the tension force as applied through the string. If the tension force is not equal to the weight of the body or lesser than the weight of the body, then the string breaks. Next one is force exerted by a spring. Suppose you have fixed a spring at one end and you are trying to pull it outwards. So what will happen? The spring will be trying to pull itself backwards. That is in the inwards direction. Okay. And same way, if you are trying to push the spring inwards, it will try to move outwards. This force is the force exerted by a spring. Now we will be moving to the types of non-contact forces. First is gravitational force. This term is very well known to you people, gravitational force, and you people might think that gravitational force is only exerted by Earth. No, it is exerted by each and every object present in this universe. So your next question can be, then why two objects kept beside each other are not pulling each other towards them? This is because the force that is being, this gravitational force is calculated by a formula G into m1 m2 by r square. This we will be learning in the last part of this chapter, but still I am giving you a brief explanation of this. What are m1 and m2? They are the masses of the bodies and r is the distance between them. And this G, capital G has a this capital G is a constant, that it has a constant value and the value is very small. So when two small objects are kept beside each other, their masses are almost negligible as compared to the mass of the earth. So the gravitational force experienced by them is very less. It is almost negligible. So they are not pulling them towards itself. But when a body is as huge as earth or any universal body, heavenly bodies, they are huge in mass as compared to us or the objects present on earth. So that force can be experienced very well. So if a body is falling from a height, that body is also applying a gravitational force on the earth. But as the body is very small as compared to earth and its mass is very, very small, so the force is not experienced by earth. So the body that is falling experiences the force. We will be learning in more details in the last part. So we can see that gravitational force is a attractive force. Next we will be learning about electrostatic force. What is electrostatic force? When two charged bodies are kept beside each other, they exert force. Now that force can be repelling or it can be attracting. Like if two same charges are placed, they will repel each other. And if two opposite charges are placed, they will attract each other. So electrostatic force can be repulsive as well as attractive. A very common example, you people might have rubbed your pencil box on your hair and you try to attract the small paper pieces. This is due to the electrostatic force. When you are rubbing the pencil box on your hair, it is getting electrically charged and it is attracting the paper pieces. Okay. Now, next is magnetic force. Now you people know magnet has two poles. Same poles repel each other and unlike poles attract each other. So same way magnetic force can be repulsive as well as attractive. So we can conclude that gravitational force is always attractive. Electrostatic force and magnetic force can be attractive as well as repulsive. Now for non-contact forces, the distance between the body is very important. Means the two bodies is very important. As the distance increases, the force decreases. And if the distance decreases, the force increases. So they are inversely proportional. The distance and the force are inversely proportional. Inversely proportional means if one is increasing, the other is decreasing. If the other is decreasing, the other will be increasing. And how does it vary? It is inversely proportional as the square of the distance of separation. That is, the force is inversely proportional to r square. Okay. So these are the types of forces we have learned today. And in the next video we will be learning about the laws of motion.